Welcome, Bricksters and Lego friends. How are you doing and what are you building today? Well, I just finished my mock of a Halloween horror house. Well, this one here that you see right here is actually the second version that I built back in, well, I don't know. It's been back a few years ago. The first one came out in 2007, and I actually had a train running right through the middle of it. I since changed it and made it into this version right here, which is more or less just a facade. There's not much to it except a lineup of people going into the house for the ride or whatever it may have been, and that's about it. It's just a facade. There's nothing inside whatsoever. From the side, this is what it looks like right here. Not much to it, really, is there? It's just a few bricks for walls, and this is the inside of the back view of it, which is basically empty and there is nothing there. So I got really kind of tired of looking at this now, and I really wanted to change this into a decent ride for the Lego City Amusement Park. And I got an idea to make a ghost train out of this. So therefore I'm ripping this all apart, and I wanted to sort of take some pictures of it so I could sort of memory capsule it, I guess you could say, just so I'd know what it looked like in the past. And now it's time to move into the scary future. Who do we have here? Ooh, it's the girl from The Exorcist. We have Chucky. We have Medusa in the back. Maybe an ant. A scary skeleton. And some people riding the ghost train. Yes. And here's Chucky. Oh, look. There's the people in the ghost train. Yeah, she looks kind of scared. I know I would be. I've never really gone on a ghost train ride before, so I think it'd be kind of cool. Hey, look. It's Batman. I had to go for a ride. Okay, so let's have a wonderful look at the front of this ghost train, haunted castle, horror ride, if you want to call it as such. So I really brought it out to the front, put the characters in the front, and made sort of a little lineup for them as well. Threw a couple of the Hogwarts flags on the front just to give it a little bit of a theme. Put a little balcony with a werewolf in the front top, and all around the top I used round 4x4s with purple cones on the top of them, as well as I used some 2x3 purple plates in between just to give it some consistency and a border around it, and to sort of have that theme of scariness with the purple or black light, I guess you could call it. Now you see a twinkling purple light inside there. So what I have done, and you'll see a green one too. Well, the green one is the control one, and this is just a test right now, a test code in the little Arduino, mini Arduino, controlling 12 LEDs, 6 being purple and 6 being orange. They'll be going on and off, all randomly, all at different times. They're on a harness, and they're all throughout the interior of the haunted ghost ride house. And I'm going to do that in another video, show you how I did that, because it's rather long, complicated. But right now the code is only working to blink one light very fast, just for testing purposes. I have to write the code for all the lights and upload it to that little mini Arduino right there that you see. It's all wired up, the harness is on it, and this way I know that it works. So we're going to be doing that probably in the new year after Christmas, because right now it's like a couple weeks before Christmas and I just don't have the time. Anyway, this was built back just around Halloween time, and I just got it finished after Halloween, so I never had it ready for it then. And you can see the purple light flashing in there, and when the lights are off, it really will look cool. Now there's the motor driving the whole mechanism. It goes over into a gearbox, and the shaft or axle goes straight up and down vertical to another gear, which is the same as up the top, and it drives the chain around in a circle. There's also a gear at the far end of it, or if you want to say the left end, where you say itchy and scratchy, and it comes right up another axle up to them, and it's turning them around. So they're kind of like chasing one another. And I just wanted to have some scary features on this, so I added the 2 big saw blades on top of that as well, going after the vampire. And you can see the axle right there going up, and there's a car going around with a person on it. Around the chain, you can see them going around the back, and you can also see some of the LED lights that I have on the harness poking out there on the side. I just have them hung up on the inside with some Lego hooks, and they're just sort of iggly-piggly, but there's an orange and a purple together, so they'll flash on and off, and they'll give that sort of strobing, scary feel to a haunted house. And that's what I'm going for. A little bit of lighting with the ghost train, I think, will look fantabulous. Please let me know what you think about my ideas that I've got going on here. And there's another front entrance view of the entering the car section and the exit, and you can see the purple light flickering in the back, which is kind of neat. And the cars with the people in them coming around the corner. And when they come around the corner, they do have a little bit of a swing. So on the outside, there is some white, looks like a white dome on the side, and that's to give a proper swing, because the swing of the cars are just a little bit wider than the actual base plate that the whole house is mounted on. Now, there is the wiring harness with the mini Arduino, and you can see all 12 resistors coming off, which go over to the LEDs. And I chose to use a mini Arduino because we don't have a lot of room, and the voltages work right. Well, it would work right with any Arduino, but the small one takes up less space and fits in on the top ledge no problem by the motor. Right there, as you can see. And the wiring harness, there it is, nice and tucked away on the sides and out of any gears or mechanisms that would maybe hinder the mechanism or even tangle up the lighting harness. So I'm just going to remain here on this picture for a second, because you can see on the back wall here it is opened. Well, I had to have access to put the cars on the chain and to get things into the back. I originally built all 4 walls and built it up, put everything down through the top, and had no way to get the cars on the chain except through the front, and it was almost impossible. Well, it was impossible. I just couldn't do it. So I had to break the back apart, rebuild the wall, and I made a panel that fits into the back there, same color of black with the red on the bottom, and a door, so it just looks like the back of a building. Anyway, that worked fine, and it gave me like the access panel to get into everything. And also, when I put the purple plates on the top, I made it so that everything went around neatly, and the access panel came off without removing any of those plates or 2x2 round elements with the cones on the top. And this gave me perfect access. And you can see on the left and the right, there's that white domey part that sticks out. That's the part that allows your car or cars to swing as they come around the corner. It's only by a hair, but they will catch up if the brick is right on that last stud of the plate. So this gives them that little extra bit of wiggle room just to get around. I could have made the chain a little shorter, condensed everything in length, but it looks better this way. It takes just a little fraction longer for the car to make its full circle, but that is all right with me. It looks pretty neat. And that's the plate running across the top there, which just sort of stabilizes the middle section, and it's built right into the bricks on the front of the building. And the top piece comes across the top is just a plate. It goes right across from the front to the back, that the witch is on the top of that plate. So that's just basically the build and construction of it. A basic 4-wall building with the back knocked out so that you can have access to it. And there's tiles on the floor part of it where the cars move around, because we don't want them to get stuck on those little studs. So I tiled it all just randomly, because it's a haunted house. It's not supposed to be spectacular or anything like that. So on the bottom of the car, it has one of those like 2x2 round sort of cup-shaped things that they're flat and they stick on the bottom of the chair. You would know what I mean if you saw it. And that just makes them like ride across it. They use them in a lot of the Star Wars sets, so you can just ride your vehicle or car across the table type of thing. It all works quite well. As you can see, there's the purple one flickering, and in the dark, like I said before, it'll turn out really, really well with that and the orange. Well, that's about it for me on this MOC that I built of the haunted house. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe down below. And let me know what you think on this MOC. And I'll talk to you guys again in the next video.